The Japanese garden at Gibbs Garden is by far and away the most impressive, I think, of all the signature gardens. And as you enter into here, you feel almost like time slowing down. There's like a wonderful tranquility to it. Even the water feels like it's moving more slowly in this garden than it does in other places. You don't have big assertive waterfalls. It's a place that's designed for everyone just to take a deep breath and enjoy the scenery.
The Japanese garden is a balance of natural and man-made beauty. It's a garden of meditation that delights the senses, all the senses, and it also challenges the soul. And for many, when they come, it's really a spiritual experience. But the Japanese garden was designed, of course, with this water to represent the sea, to represent larger lakes, to make people think back as they travel to different places, or you would look at the water and think of a river, but water evokes all the senses are all around you, this fragrance of that wonderful viscosa azalea that's very, very fragrant. But as we look at it, it's all back to what we mentioned before. Water, you've got the plants, and you've got the stones, and they're all representative. So as you look across this, every view will be different. If you're on the north side, totally different than the south. Same with the east and the west. So you want to just tour around the garden. This is a stroll garden. So we're now strolling around the ponds. It's a hill and stroll garden, which is a skiyama. The skiyama, we've been through the hill section. Now we're strolling around the ponds.
Unlike many Western gardens, it seems that almost every element in a Japanese garden has some kind of significance. You were mentioning the rock. As you and I walk through the garden, you have a story about the significance of each one of these rocks. Can you tell us a few?
Well, every rock in the garden is symbolic, and the Japanese believe that the Awakura gods live within the stones. And when you go out to find stones, you want to make sure that you don't ever disturb the stone. You can't scratch it because you'll disturb the gods that live within the stone. So all the stones in this garden had to be wrapped with burlap, and the backhoe lifted them up, put them on a big truck bed, brought them in, and then we had to place all the stones. Now there's a book that tells about all the stones, the shape and the form, and there's a drawing. So you have to search. I searched for 5 years in 5 counties finding all these stones, but they all have a name. This is the Venerable Seat Rock right here. You've got the Rock of Never Aging. Of course, everybody likes to touch the Rock of Never Aging. Beside that rock is the Rock of the Spirit Kings, and that embodies all 3 of the forces, vertical forces, horizontal and diagonal forces within one stone. And that's the seat of the myriad felicity gods. So every stone that you see, these stones that are floating out, these are actually representing the 5 islands of Japan. So everything in the Japanese garden is symbolic and very, very difficult to design. Without question, the most difficult garden I have ever designed. And just to do the basic layout was 5 years in selecting the stones only. Now we started working on this garden in 1980, and this is 37 years later.
Wow.
And it's mature now, but don't forget it takes years of maturity, and age and character come with maturity.